Hi there, George and Christina Markoski, Positive Property.
Hey
How
guys,
are you?
how's it going? Happy Sunday.
Now listen, if you're watching live, please type in #live. And I know many of you don't get to see our live, but you come and watch the replay. So type in #replay, just so we know what you're watching.
#replay.
And I'm going to open up Facebook and keep an eye on you. Today, we're talking about making millions of dollars, right? See, making millions of dollars could threaten your identity just as much as losing all your money.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? And see, becoming a rock star could threaten your identity just as much as losing a job. This is why people are often so afraid of success. For the exact same reason they're afraid of failure. It threatens who they believe themselves to be. This is a quote from Mark Mansoon, by the way, the author that wrote Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, right? And I'm a big fan of his. So,
and he also wrote Everything's F'd.
Yes. So
he keeps writing books using the F word.
yes, and my next book's actually got the F word in it as well, but I don't say the word because, So what we're about today is what is the psychological reason of holding a lot of people back. And funny enough, with money, once you accept it and you believe it and you feel abundant, because the abundance in money is nothing to do with numbers on a piece of paper. Because it's just a piece of paper, right? And the fact of it is, if you look at your bank balance, that's all. A lot of this comes down to not accepting yourself, not feeling worthy, feeling like an imposter. See, what happens is there's a lot of people out there, and a lot of other coaches that I've heard about, and a lot of them feel like an imposter.
Yes, I've heard of this imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah. So imposter syndrome is when you don't feel you're worthy or you're the real deal.
Right.
And the reason people have imposter syndrome, I think, is one, because they haven't accepted themselves, but two, maybe they're not being authentic, they're being fake.
Okay.
So you've got a lot of people there, they say fake it till you make it, and you've got all these coaches going, yeah, I'll show you how to do business, right? But they're poor, they're broke ass, they're broken, they're poor, they're trying to teach people that, or even there's property people out there and they're trying to teach people property, but they don't have any property themselves, right?
Yeah.
And they feel like an imposter because they are, right?
Yeah.
Because the way to stop being an imposter is actually be authentic and just do it, right? So I've never felt that because
you've got to walk your talk.
Yeah. And look, that's why I share my story with everyone. One, because I don't share just the good stuff. I share the bad stuff as well, because there's people out there and they act like they're perfect and their life is amazing and perfect all the time.
No, it's just not reality.
It's not reality. I don't care how successful you are. Your life is not perfect.
Yeah.
No one's life is perfect.
Absolutely.
Right?
There's always going to be challenges.
That's right. So sometimes what happens, we hold ourselves back from doing the things that we know, right? So for the majority of us, we've felt paralyzed. Paralyzing. People have felt the paralyzing fear. Really smart. We went to high school together and he ended up doing a few jobs and then being unemployed and just long-term unemployed.
Right.
Right?
Did he just go off the rails or just was unemployed?
Look.
Yeah.
And he's like, George, I don't know how you do what you do. He goes, that would be so hard. Right? Getting up and doing this. So he saw success as very difficult.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
So, but then I went home that night, I was thinking, right? I was brushing my teeth, right? And I was thinking, I thought to myself, you know what would be really a lot harder than this would be being unsuccessful.
And doing what he's doing every day.
And looking at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Because there'd have to be some sort of denial going on. And I'm not saying one is superior to another at all. So I'm no judgment here at all. Like, if you want to sit there and do nothing, that's fine, because it's your life and I'm not here to judge. But I do feel that if you put the effort in and you get rid of your fear of success and fear of failure, your life's going to be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people hold themselves back from doing the things that they know will make them successful, right? And that's because we doubt that we can handle everything that comes with it. It's easy to sabotage our success before it even comes.
And I think a lot of people are just so used to doing what they're doing, they get stuck in that routine, and then because they've got all that fear surrounding, what if they don't ever get out of their comfort zone and do that?
Well, getting out of comfort zone is the scariest thing. So what a lot of people do is they sabotage themselves.
Yeah.
Right? To prove themselves right that they don't deserve it in the first place.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, so what happens is people make excuses and they start believing the excuses, but it's not real. That's just the surface. So for example, I know another guy and he's never had a girlfriend, right? And so what he does, he goes, oh, well, unless she's like this, this and this and this, I'm not interested.
Right.
So what he's done is created some unrealistic expectations to stop him from doing it. Or it's like all the girls in Adelaide are just really, they're shallow and I don't like them, right? Like all the girls. I mean, there's beautiful people everywhere, right?
That's hilarious.
But that's because they're afraid and they're scared and their fear's holding them back. And it's not, I'm not judging them either, but what I'm saying is a lot of people make excuses. And what about the person that says money's not important, right? Now, hello, if you live in a capitalist society.
But he then was too scared to drive it. And now he's finally, 5 years later, gotten the courage to actually start driving it after he's pretty much gone his whole life with this struggle over this car. And I'm thinking, why? Like, you're successful.
One step you need to do is, one, we've got to accept that we're all human. Also, you've got to accept that...
Everyone's got flaws.
Exactly.
No one's
we've got to accept that we're all human, we're all got flaws, and there's nothing wrong with being human. It's actually human to be human. I know it sounds stupid, but trust me, it's human to be human, and there's no point giving a facade and trying to pretend that we're not human and we're perfect, because we're not perfect. We all got flaws, and that's why I'm being authentic with some of my videos and showing the ups and downs, because I want to give other people permission to fail, permission to be human, permission not to be perfect. And if you're watching this, look, I give you permission right now, or give it to yourself, to not be perfect.
And I give you permission to be successful, more importantly than anything.
Exactly. So you need to one thing you need to do is accept yourself. Just go deep inside and just accept yourself, have a little conversation with yourself, and then give yourself permission to be who you want to be. Because when we were kids, we dreamt big. And we thought, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a pilot, I want to be a police officer, I want to be a cowboy. That's all the things I wanted to be. I thought, everyone's like, what do you want to do when you grow up? I'm like, I want to be a cowboy. Little did I know.
That's cute.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And look, I'm still pursuing my dream of becoming a cowboy.
You did get invited on to do like a cattle herding ranch thing, didn't you? Like where you go on horseback and you drive the cattle over acres and acres of land.
Yeah. And also I got invited to Arnold Schwarzenegger's house where he's got that sort of stuff.
Oh really? Is he got his own ranch? Okay.
Yeah, so I got invited to go to his house and play poker, but I didn't end up going. I'm very disappointed I didn't go. But that's
next time.
Oh, there's the next time.
I'm sure we'll have more parties, George.
Now, I feel like we're losing a little bit of live stuff. It's going in and out. So hopefully we're not interrupted too much.
Oh,